Hey, Mr. Bostic, thanks so much for coming. My name is Gino Tarabota. I'm a grad student at the Real Estate Development Program. As you may have heard in the news, a number of states like Texas and Florida are looking to have more power when it comes to the topic of immigration. Part of their formula is the power of deportation. And anecdotally, we have heard some people say that they're just too scared and they want to leave wherever they're working, such as vegetable pickers. My question to you is, if they win in the courts, what do you feel that could be the impact, economically speaking, and also on inflation to a degree? Thanks.
So, there's an interesting report that the Congressional Budget Office came out with just a couple of weeks ago on immigration and its contribution to the labor force, and how I think the punchline was they filled in a lot of space and sort of released some of the pressure in labor markets such that more work was happening than what we anticipated was likely to happen. Right? So my point on starting there is that, look, production is a numbers game, right? And it's about how many workers you have to do the work that's required relative to how much supply is demanded. If you don't have enough workers to do the work, then you're going to have a scarcity, right? And there'll be upward pressure on prices. And we've seen this in a number of instances. So even before the pandemic, labor markets in the U.S. were incredibly tight. You talk to businesses, they were struggling to hire people. So I think there would be real questions about what the dynamics are for local markets about how much production was possible. Now, one thing that's been interesting is the tight labor markets have actually caused a lot of businesses to think about introducing technology to try to increase the productivity of workers so you can actually get more output without necessarily having to hire more workers. So I'll never forget the first time I was at a restaurant and a robot brought my food, right? Like those are the sorts of things, or now I can order at McDonald's, I can get my two cheeseburgers meal. Like all those things are ways that businesses are trying to use technology to have productivity be a substitute for having to hire more people. And so we are closely tracking that because those kind of changes have the likelihood or the possibility of increasing the productive capacity of the country, which then means that you can see larger growth without seeing significant increases in pricing pressures. And that's an important dynamic for thinking about how inflation is likely to progress.